Hello everyone, it is an honor itself to honor these beautiful people who are
Yes,
gathered over
Khizer,
here.
I am.
I am Khizer Ahmed, Director of Khizer Technologies Private Limited. I welcome all of you on behalf of Khizer Technologies Private Limited. Khizer Technologies Private Limited is into web designing and development, mobile application development, digital marketing, and we help schools and colleges in their admission purposes. We get them students who come and join the schools and colleges. We are into eco-friendly, reusable, recyclable books and stationery items from Vyvern company. We are the marketing partners for them in line with the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan to save trees, water, and reduce waste, which can be used by all educational institutions and corporate companies. Thank you all for giving us your precious time. Before moving forward, let me first acknowledge the presence of some of our eminent guests over here. We have here with us Dr. Latha Murthy, an educationist with over 3 decades of expertise, serving MASP Microsoft as a program director and internal speaker for STEAM. Apart from this, she is a social worker associated with NGOs who believes to be a change to bring in the society for a better progressive India. More importantly, she is an advisor and mentor for Khizer Technologies Private Limited. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Moving forward, we have Dr. Venkat Rayudu, who is hailing from a farmer family in Poranki village near Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. After getting his degree in BSc, B.Ed, and his PG in MCA and MBA, Dr. Rayudu's dedication and commitment to academic excellence has led to the establishment of his own school, college, and professional software training centers in Vijayawada and Hyderabad, from where he has trained more than 2,000 engineering and MCA students in software and placed them in top corporate in US and UK. Not only this, he has trained many NGOs and educational institutions in his leadership. Currently, he is the director in the boards of more than 20 prestigious schools and colleges in South India and is leading as a CEO and principal of Gurukulam Global Residential School. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
We also have with us Dr. Ramani Balu, a corporate trainer, organized. She is a psychologist, counselor, educator, positive attitude coach, and a motivational speaker. She has done doctorate in psychology. She is certified corporate trainer from India Academy of Training and Development. She is also certified counselor and life skill coach from Banjara Academy. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Kesu.
We
Thank you.
also have Dr. Aisha Singh, who is an educator, trainer, speaker, and a serial entrepreneur with a passion for education, personal transformation, and community development. She is the founder director of Creative Kids, an early learning center, Kids Care, an early child care center, and Apna Pathshala and CBSE based micro schooling in all over Karnataka. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Moving forward, we have Mr. Sadiq Ahmed Khan, who is the founder of Open Minds Edu Solutions, working relentlessly to make quality education available and affordable to all the students. We welcome you, sir. We also have Mr. Shanth Kumar, who is the program manager representing from Tech Avant-Garde in transforming educational institution with Microsoft Aspire School Program, MASP Pro. We welcome you, Mr. Shanth.
Thank you, Khizer.
We also have Mr. Imtiaz Ahmed Khan, who's the
Thank you,
director of
Khizer.
Novatech Robo Private Limited, who deal with providing robotic training to students from first standard to middle school, high school, undergraduates, graduates, postgraduates, working professionals, and commercial projects. And they have provided faculty development program for engineering college professors in Kerala and provided training at Defense Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune, India. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you.
Moving forward, we also have Mr. Navneet Ranjan, who is an educator by passion. He holds Masters in English from Patna University and MBA from University Department of Management Sciences, Pune University. He has worked in senior positions in NIT and Pearson. At Pearson, he was involved in the creation of their curriculum called MyPedia, which is based on multiple intelligences. In 2015 December, he has launched his own company, which is named as Ojasvi Education Services LLP. The company is into teachers training, career counseling, and publication. Navneet trains on education topics across country. He has written many books and essays. He has written a book by name Phonetics for Beginners. Perhaps it is the first book for Indian school students on phonetics apart from the English curriculum for primary classes. We welcome you, Mr. Navneet.
Thanks and hello to all.
We also have Mr. Vilaas Naik, who is CTS certified ICT consultant and audio video specialist with 19 years of work experience in ICT, audio video, specialized in new age technologies and current trends in education. He provides consultation for technology infrastructure and its adaptation in education domain. We welcome you, Mr. Vilaas.
Thank you, Khizer.
Moving forward, we have Mr. Chandrashekar MN, who is the founder and CEO of School Needs, where they constantly strive to put the best ideas into action to serve to the educational needs of schools. He is also the founder of Times Gift, where they aim to make corporate gifting a memorable experience. They also help organizations to connect with their employees in a more meaningful way by creating some of the best customized and visually pleasing products. We welcome you, Mr. Chandrashekar. The main agenda for today, like as we have gathered for education needs for institution, this is the topic. And as educational products, people are a boon to institutions as they keep us posted and also make the schools or colleges up to date in teaching to the latest practices and technology for the educational institution. Now I'll hand over to Dr. Latha Murthy from here. Latha ma'am, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Khizer, for all the wonderful introduction.
It was
that
my
you have
pleasure.
given. Welcome. So a very happy and great session today to discuss about our products and knowledge that you all will share with everyone. The topic for the day is educational needs for institutions, which we want to reach all the educational institutions all over India and outside to ensure we throw light on understanding the need of bringing in a reform and to get to know that educational companies do a lot of R&D, that is research and development, to bring in their own products to ensure our end users, those are students and teachers, use them for a better learning and developed education system in India. So today, keeping in mind that some of the questions that I would pose, and we start with Mr. Vilaas Naik as the first speaker for the day. Do you think that we reach all the students for their better understanding and performance by using our products? How do we support educational institutions with the products? How helpful is it by using our products, and what is the benefit for the end users? Why do we have to take our products when we have our textbooks prescribed according to our curriculum? So keep in mind all these questions what I've asked and then start your speech. Thank you so much. We start with Mr. Vilaas Naik.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. First of all, thanks to Khizer Technologies and Mr. Khizer Ahmed for arranging this conference today. Thank you for the introduction as well. I have been specifically interacting with educational clients for over more than a decade now. And in fact, we were the first company to promote e-podium, which is digital podium as we know it now more commonly, way back in 2005, 2006. There has been a tremendous growth in terms of technologies is concerned into education spectrum, definitely. There's no doubt on that. But having said that, there is also a lot of need, and the challenge has been towards the adaptation of this technology into the classroom. As I see that no matter how well we identify and evaluate a product, negotiate and implement them, the best of the products into the classroom, the real challenge has been to make use of it in an appropriate manner for a better imparting of the knowledge from the teacher to the student. So having said that, we at Vayo Systems, we have a trained professionals, a team who would, are dedicated in terms of training the users with the existing infrastructure, hardware and the related softwares, and trying to make the optimum use of the existing infrastructure regardless to the brand, the make, or even the suppliers for that matter. So we take initiative in understanding, evaluating, and then further imparting a right way or methodology in terms of using these hardwares. So Vayu has also been specializing in development of a lot of futuristic products. And there is one such product by the end of my session I would like to introduce. And given the current scenario, I'm very sure that you're going to love this product. I also have a few slides pertaining to what questions Dr. Latha Murthy has mentioned. So if I could just share them on the screen. Can you see the presentation here?
Yes.
Yes.
So today's need for education institutions. So I'll be taking the technology needs in education per se. All right. So as I said, the educational related technologies and the futuristic products what we deal with, and also its adaptation is what we are focusing on. We are also involved in Digital India and the Smart Cities initiatives. In terms of education, there are a whole lot of products what we offer, like virtual classrooms. I think that's something which today, as it has become the most prominent tool for exchange online sessions. Again, the digital classrooms, the digital boards, e-learning content, and so on. So I would primarily just brief, on the technology per se, the intrusion of technology in terms of education. That will give us a proper perspective about what we are trying to achieve and in what way. So primarily the computer labs, as we say, that was the first the technology what we saw in the institute, in the school, the education fraternity. So this further, it went into the office automation, then back to the schools in e-learning, and then e-schooling or the e-campus. That is an entire holistic view from a management perspective in running a campus, more like a campus management, right? So in this, the first and the third part from the bottom of the pyramid, it talks about the teaching perspective, how you impart knowledge in terms of teaching perspective, and the second and the fourth one, it talks about the administrative perspective. These are the two categories how we can look at technology adoption in the institutes. Basically, one is from point of a teacher, so how they're going to use it to transfer the knowledge from the teachers to the students, and the second part is how, as a management, we can overall govern the functionality and day-to-day activities of the classrooms of the institute. So these are the two broad categories we look at. So we have to look at the first one. This is from the e-campus management point of view, right? So here we are talking about whole lot of gamut of technologies again. So I've identified few. So just to give a brief on them, first is the digital notice boards, as we call it. The digital notice boards are nothing but apart from the conventional notice board, where we see that we need to pin those hard copies of the printouts. So here there will be a display, and this display will be strategically located in various areas within the campus. And this video content can be changed or can be controlled or monitored from a remote location. So this content can be anything related to your academics, the results, the timetables, welcome messages if there is some guest who is coming in at a specific date. So I can monitor it, control it, and also schedule it to play certain content at a specific time. So this is not limited to one campus. Geographically, it can be at any locations. So I have a certain protocols and IP control over these products. So that makes it a very efficient tool in terms of campus management. Attendance management, yes. Again, who can imagine without an access cards or RFID cards, managing the data of 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 students is going to be, that's a technology has been a boon in terms of taking care of those aspects of the managing the list of students in terms of the attendance as well. And then we have this IBMS, is nothing but this integrated building management systems. Here we talk about energy efficiency in terms of lightings, the AV devices, the electrification within the classrooms, the lifts, all the electrical appliances, or even the fire alarm safety products which are installed. These all can be controlled and monitored from one single app. So how it helps is in terms of, in case if there are classrooms where the lights are still lit at the end of the classrooms, it's sometimes difficult to ensure that each of these classrooms to go and physically verify it and then turn it off. So this tool will allow us to shut down all the systems. You can also time them post 6 o'clock or post 5 o'clock. All the lights has to be off. The lifts has to be off. In case the efficiency in terms of how many times the lift has been used for what many hours. In terms if you want to cancel one lift based on the usage and have one lift operational. All such things can be incorporated to this IBMS. In terms of safety, it can also be used for monitoring for CCTVs. And if there is a fire or any other safety hazards which are caused, so this can also be triggered with an alarm to the security department or else to the management heads. So that can also be programmed in a similar way. Remote surveillance controlling, of course. Access controls, access controls these days as biometric access controls, but looking at current scenario, we can also upgrade them to facial recognition control, which means that I don't have to put my thumb in this machine, so I have to just stand in front of it and then it will operate. It will give a grant access to an individual. Of course, there is central management, and even for the schools, it is GPRS tracking. All such tools are fantastic in terms of management perspective. And then in case if you have anything which I can go on in length about all these technologies, but in case of any specific thing which you want me to elaborate on, I will be happy to do so. If not, I would go further.
Okay. I just wanted to know that your company is named as
Vio AV Systems.
Vio
AV Systems.
AV Systems, okay. So you supply the hardware for the institutions, is it?
Yes, we supply the hardware.
Projectors, CCTV cameras, and entire office.
Yes.
Okay.
Primarily, our focus has been more in terms of designing the right solution for the clients. So most of the time, what happens is, no matter there are n number of products and solutions available in the market, and it doesn't mean that everything will fit into all the clients. So every school or every institute has its own usage in terms of the products, in terms of even for the digital classroom per se. So it's not the amount of products which goes into the classroom. This has to be tailor-made to fit in the exact requirements of the client. So that is where the consultation comes handy, because we have so far going in the products which are more popular either, or else we are going into the products which is the cheapest one. So having such products within the classroom will not serve the purpose. As I said in the beginning, it is not serving the purpose of having a digital classroom, but it has to play a role in having the right outcomes. So when I talk about right outcomes, what are we talking about is efficiency in terms of reducing the amount of time the teacher spends in the classroom, reducing the time in terms of the students' understandability about a certain topic. So how do we do it? Based on the grades, we have different technologies. So based on the universities, will have a different. If it is an arts class or a commerce grad, they might not need certain high-end technologies because they are not going to use them. So in this way, the consultation plays a major role.
Okay, that's good. And I just wanted to know that, do you have any software where the teachers can make their own lesson planning, the teachers can make their own designing, what do you say, timetable and all that?
Yes,
I think you know, because I had long back I had used that software.
Yes.
But do you also give those softwares to the schools?
Yes. That's a very good question. See, what happens these days is a lot of digital class, when we call them, it is loaded with digital content as well. Now, what happens with them is that content which is available may not be in sync with an individual teacher the way she wants to conduct the class. So most of the time, she is forced to use the existing data which has been given or provided. So now we also have tools through which a teacher can create their own content. For example, if it's a science class and the teacher has set of a procedure which she follows in a given day to impart knowledge, and which is she is most comfortable with, he or she is most comfortable with. So we have tools to generate those content, and that content not just for her class, she can also publish it in an open forum so that many teachers like them can also be benefited by such tutorials. Yeah.
Anybody has got any questions to ask Mr. Vilaas? That's very essential because we have to, the teachers have to be technology trained now in today's education system. So thank you so much, Mr. Vilaas. It was wonderful.
Yeah. I will take it forward.
Your product.
Yeah, I have
Yes.
Yeah, going ahead, we have this technology in terms of teaching perspectives. I will not go in detail again unless if anybody has specific questions to be asking, I'll be more than glad to explain it. So these are in terms of imparting knowledge. And whenever I talk about the technologies in the teaching classrooms, the first thing which comes up in everybody's mind is, it is a smart classroom. But yes, now what goes into the smart classroom, the amount of the tools which are going into the classroom, that's something what the management and the teachers themselves, they have to decide on that. It's not just having 3-4 units and saying that we have a digital classroom. Again, as I said, it has to serve the purpose. And we have teams to train, and obviously, I mean, not using the products is as good as like imagine you have the best self-help book under the sun, and then we are not attempting to read it. It's like that. So the money which is spent in the classroom has to be used, and the optimum use of it can only allow the results to be shown at the end.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Vilaas Naik. It was wonderful getting to know you as well as the product that you are with.
Sure. I have a quick, just give me 2 minutes. I'll just finish wrapping up this lecture capture again. In case if you have certain questions on this, you can always get in touch with me. My contact details are mentioned there. I just want to wrap up with one specific thing which I mentioned at the beginning of this session about something which would be a product which can, help us in recovering once this, this lockdown is lifted. Because now what's happening is a typical sessions. What we are trying to do is that. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Sure. So once what I'm saying says it's been lifted, lockdown is, we have to get back to our normal routines. The schools, though they are not operating now, so sooner or later they will be, functioning. And how do you ensure that our products, our offices, the employees, the students are safe, and we follow certain protocols in terms of the safety, right? So we have developing in the process of launching a product which is an automatic hand sanitizer and a thermometer kiosk. So what it does is basically it's a kiosk. It is a combination of the infrared sensor to measure the temperature. It has got a screen as well in the front which will measure, and it will accurately display the temperature reading. And in case if it is beyond the acceptable limits, it is linked to an alarm system where it will start buzzing, red light indications will come on, and then appropriate measures can be taken in terms of ensuring that it is not being infecting the next person. There is also
very good. That's really nice.
Yeah, there is also a sanitizer placed below it, which is again based on the sensor. You can just put your palm under it, and it will show, it will give you those a spray of a sanitizer. So quick, there are temperature reading indicators, and again there is another set of product which we are also dealing for the school kids. So what happens is the standard product might not come in handy if there's an adult standing there, and the school's kids must be at a shorter height. So we have a different category product which will take care of their safety as well, just to ensure that the temperature is under the limits, and also you are using the sanitizer to disinfection. So just prevention most effective in terms of there are a lot of crowd public areas. It saves time in terms of not having to have a manpower who is doing a manual screening. Manual screening might expose him to infection, that is one, and secondly it will also take a lot of time, and there is also a human error which is involved. So this machine will absolutely take care of all these aspects.
Sure. That's very nice. Now, thank you so much, Mr. Vilaas.
Thanks.
Now we would go ahead with Mr. Imtiaz Khan instead of Mr. Shanth Kumar. There's a slight change. Shall we?
Ma'am, before going ahead, can
Yes,
we take
we
a
can.
5 minutes break and come back, ma'am? We'll just
Sure,
have
we
a
can
5
do
minutes
that.
break now. We'll have a 5 minutes break now. Then we'll start off with Mr. Imtiaz Khan. Thank you so much.
Sure. Is it okay, Imtiaz Khan ji? Sir, Imtiaz sir.
Okay, madam.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Imtiaz, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Good afternoon,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm coming. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
See, I am from Novatech Robo Private Limited. I'm the owner director of the company. We started 10 years back, 2010, on the products which was new to the industry. It's robotics at that time. Today, it is the buzzword of all the schools and colleges, institutes, everywhere. The jump has taken place in last 3 years only with regards to robotics and artificial intelligence. When I started, hardly people were knowing anything about robotics. Everybody was thinking about the movies which had come at that time, about big robots and that thing. Now today, all over the world, it is picking up, particularly in developed and underdeveloped countries. So we have started this with the concept of training from first standard to engineers, post-engineers, working professionals. We provide training to all people. We have a team of 40 engineers working with us. Now, from last year, I have started in Dubai, that is UAE also. And it is picking up very good there. And in India also, there is a vast scope. Now, like any other industries, you have people, when they learn that in India particularly, when they learn that there is an industry which has come with a new technology or something, people jump into it. Everybody will come with their own products, their own technologies, their own thinking. And the thing is today, the world has grown to such an extent that every technology is available to everybody. But only thing is how you implement it, that is most important part. So now what we have is robotic training kits from first standard to engineers. The kit differs from one standard to another standard. So it is which kit you will use for the equipment which you use for the training, then the trainers, then the curriculum. These are the three important things that matter. Today with the government and this one, ICSE and CSE have made it implemented compulsorily in the schools from 5th standard and 8th standard onwards. So with this, it has become more of a in demand, robotics. And I have introduced this in most of the schools, colleges. Latha madam knows me from last 4 years. And we are associated with Lawrence Technological University, Michigan, USA for robotic training and competition. Madam had represented India 2 years back, and she gave a presentation in Lawrence Technological University about STEM education and other things. So we have been training the students for the last 10 years. And when 10 years back, I started, the engineering college students hardly were aware of any of the knowledge about robotics. And today, most of them know, but still theoretically much than the practical aspect. What we teach is a practicality in robotics. See, every college, every school has started robotic training, but most of them are. Even of late, I have seen many institutes starting robotic online training programs. How do you do online training program with these kids? I have seen all the sites and other things, but we also launched online training program in UAE with a different concept. We had two aspects of different industries which are operating simultaneously. One is one which provides the training, the another one which supplies the equipment to the schools, to the students, everybody, to the household people, and every place they can supply equipment, both on sale as well as hire basis or rental basis. And this has picked up to a very great extent, and there's a huge demand for this. Now, particularly in the school level, the equipments that are being used, there are different type of equipments being used. And we train the students in all type of equipments that is there. We also have our equipment, which is good, but unfortunately, our equipment is not coming up to the 100% standard which is available internationally. Tell you frankly, first you should accept what is wrong with your product, then giving the service to the people. The product may not be able to satisfy the student, but on the other hand, it is cheaper than international product. That is available for the schools for the competition. See, I'll tell you one example of what is the products and how it works in the schools and other things. I have gone to many schools. Some of the schools say that we are not bothered about the product. We are bothered about the price. How cheap you are going to give, that is one. There are many schools, international and IGSC schools, which say that we want quality training. We are not compromising for the quality for the price. You charge any price, we'll pay you. But the quality of the product is important. So these are the different aspects on which you have to play. As I will tell you what is the response also. I'll tell you some of the examples of my meetings with different colleges. I don't name the colleges and things. I was one of the universities. I was there in last 6 months back and told them that I'm going to set up a robotic lab in our institute. They asked me how much is your cost of robotic lab for the engineering colleges. I said 35-40 lakhs. I can train them. The VC was there, the head of the departments were there. Then they said, they laughed at me. Then they said that, did you see our lab? I said, no, sir, I have not seen. Come, we'll show you. They took me to their lab, robotic lab. They said that they showed me one equipment, a printer, 3D printer, is 40 lakhs, which is the entire budget of my robotic setting up lab. Then they showed me 2 KUKA arms, 3 KUKA robotic arms were there, each costing 17 lakhs. Then they said, they just wanted to tell me, show me that they have got such huge equipment. What is that I'm showing to them? When I came out of the room, while coming out at the end, I asked the vice chancellor, sir, you have used this 3D printer? Students are trained in this. He said, no, we don't give training to the students for this. Because if they make a mistake, then it is gone. That is the difference between your training and my training. I use 3D printers, which cost only 17,000 rupees. And I can put the trainers, put the students on online training into those subjects. Here, with the 40 lakhs equipment, you just show the equipment how it works. But in my case, I allow the students to do it. KUKA arm, what is that you are going to do it? You are programming the arm to lift any object. And do you show how it is made? I'll show you with the equipment which is costing 1.5 lakh rupees. Train 30 students in a session how to make an arm out of it. That is the difference of the training. Now, this is what is called training and existing equipment which are there. You are training on that equipment, or you are building the equipment, how to build and how to train. That is difference. I went to the school. One school asked me, what is that you are teaching robotics to my students? I said, you are training theoretically. Whatever you are trained theoretically, I am putting them into practical. They build the robots and they show it. One example of that I'll tell you. You have been driving car for so many years. When you take a left turn, right turn, do you know what happens behind the wheels? Yeah, 8-year-old student who has learned robotics in my center for 3 months, he will tell you what happens behind the wheel, because he would have built a car which is a robotic car, which can move autonomously. Because to move to the left turn, he has to stop the left wheel and move the right wheel. And he knows exactly in the programming how many rotations the right wheel should make it to make a left turn. If he makes one rotation more, it becomes a U-turn. Coming to the next aspect, what is the radius of the wheel which makes the rotation, one rotation or half rotation or two rotations? All this calculation, a student of third or fourth standard knows who has done robotics. See, we train in the Indus International School. The students of Indus International School, they know what time it takes to do this, how it can make the robotics. This is what we teach. We don't depend on the product. We depend on the service, what we provide. How a robotic can be trained into the students. Now, today, there is a huge demand for robotic and the robotic kits. We are looking for any Indian companies which are ready to build robotic kits also. There are many companies, but each one has got certain needs. The best kit for robotic training or level today is not mine. It is from Lego EV3 kit, where you can take your doctorate degree also in learning robotics, because it can perform so many different projects, so many different technologies. There is a professor in Bangalore University. She's a great scientist from DRDO. She has retired from there. She has joined one of the college. She is the only professor I know her. She has been using these kits to train her engineering students. Using those kits which I trained for high school students, she is using for engineering students, but the technology is different. Here for the programming, we use GUI-based programming. There she uses robotic C program. At the same, I have given to some other two engineering colleges. They are liked it very much and they are now implemented. So it is not that you should have a high-end equipment. See, you should start from the learning the basic. The basic, who will learn? The student who is studying in high school or middle school and high school. They have been doing so many complex projects which are unimaginable by engineers. They can never think of doing that project by just programming the robots and building them. So this is robotics is not about only theoretical. It has to run from the practical aspect, from zero, building from the scratch, and programming the robot, then making the robot run and making the robot do some task. This is what we train the students. And now we will be launching soon online training program with some 2-3 different kits from different companies. See, I'm not concentrating on only one company or one product. We will train in any product which meets the standards. The first rule of robotics is the product should be autonomous. It should not use any remote or any app from a mobile phone or any remote control or anything to run the robot. A robot has to do autonomous function. Any kit which is available with that capabilities, we are ready to take it and implement it. Different schools. There's a huge demand for these equipments. There's a huge potential. Every school, every college, every institute wants this. And now we are making it to make it more simple because of our 10 years experience. We have a huge database. We have collected a lot of equipments and things. Now we are disseminating through e-learning program where we have made videos, PPT presentations, and all the equipment. And for new equipment also we are doing. See, the concept is same, but the equipment may differ. That is what we are bringing into the industry, and soon we'll be launching. And anybody interested, we are ready to share with them, collaborate with them, and work with them for this one. Any questions on this?
Other team members, other speakers? Dr.
Yes.
Venkat, anybody has questions, please ask. Mr. Imtiaz Khan is doing a wonderful, teaching and learning for the students. In fact, because of him, I was able to go to the USA to be a speaker in the Lawrence Technological University.
Yes, Latha, no question though, but I would definitely like to appreciate Mr. Imtiaz's work. and I think the world would need automation very, very, very much as it
Yes,
goes.
correct.
I really appreciate the work he's doing, the young kids to have a subconscious learning from that
True.
young age. They would grow up to
True.
be amazing people. It's a great work.
Yeah. There's a lot of learning in robotics and
Yes.
STEM education. Thank you so much, Mr. Imtiaz Khan. It was wonderful. And you gave us a very good information about how the children would learn using the simple tools.
Right.
Yeah. Next we have, anybody else has any questions? No, I think. So next we have our Mr. Shanth Kumar, who is going to speak on the Microsoft product from Tech Avantgarde.
Thank you, Latha ma'am. Very
Welcome.
good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Shanth.
First, I'd like to thank. Thank you. First, I'd like to thank Khizer Technology for organizing this webinar session and inviting me for this. I'm really grateful for this.
Pleasure, Shanth.
What's happening?
Your voice is breaking.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Better, right? Okay, so I just turned it off because right through from morning I'm on webinar. I don't know how big the bandwidth is running through. So I'm just closing my video right now for the time being. I guess it should be fine for you people.
Yeah.
Not an issue,
Yes,
Shanth.
yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So just to give a little background about what we are, I'm representing Tech Avantgarde, a firm which is it's a full-fledged software fostering company. That means like we are a full-fledged software development house. So our history begins from 1991 upwards. So we were the first firm to ever develop and design a software for education way back when there were no computers at country. 91, imagine when it was a DOS-based operating system. People were like barely could see the system.
Shanth, I'm not able to hear you anything.
Not able to hear me. Oh my god. Everyone, is it?
No, we are
Shant.
able.
We're audible. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're audible.
clear enough. Yeah.
Go ahead. Don't waste time. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Shanth,
So I just
able to
yes.
hear you anything?
I guess only she's unable to hear, I believe.
There might be some speaker problem there.
Okay. But I'll just continue. So like I mentioned, we were the first firm to ever get a software solution for education segment way back in 91. So that evolved later from DOS version to UI based thing. So in 2001, we got partnered with Microsoft, and we developed a solution under the Connected Learning Community platform. So we were the first company to ever adopt .NET Framework 1.0 at that point of time, 2001. So we developed a complete software solution, which is still been evolving around many countries, I would say rather, and it has taken a different phase altogether right now. So the automation of software is done very well. So the school can choose what they would like to automate, whether it could be a fee collection or it could be a marks card. I can name it. It's like completely like a SAP model. The school can handpick what they want according to the basic needs. They can automate and go it. So that's been one segment of firm. The other segment is into the Microsoft thing. Like I mentioned, since we have been having a relationship with Microsoft since 2001, so our journey is pretty well with them. Of late 2017, we have partnered with Microsoft again to a joint venture program. It's called Microsoft Aspire School Program. So to talk about this program, this is a program which has been designed by UNESCO, and it's been driven by Microsoft in 65 different countries. And we take this privilege to say that we've been doing it effectively across Pan India, right through from Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you name it, we are there in all the different states. So that's one of the program which has been done. So I'll just give a little hint about this program. So what we are trying to do is, this is a program with complete transformation that we are looking out for the school to take in place. So if I have to just quickly dig down the genre of education which evolved around, initially it was Gurukulam based education, right? So everyone were being taught equally, where the knowledge was like, it is very uniform. So a different age group of people were in a Gurukulam based thing. So people who were taking knowledge, they become Rudras and other things. So that's how the categorization went on. Further to that, the next evaluation which happened is the four walls of the classroom, the mortar and brick setup. That's pretty much another term. We would say that it's called the Aristotle way of classroom, where the students were made in age wise in different classroom, and the teaching was taught according to the age group and the intelligence. So that was pretty old. It's almost like more than 2,000 years right now. So what Microsoft or UNESCO is proposing is it's been too old right now for this kind of education to happen. So other than the smart board which got into the classroom, or a little bit of technology, nothing else could be drastically looked into that. So that's how this program is completely characterizing. Like what they say is this, the 20th genre of education is more focused on 3 R's. What they say, that's reading, writing, and arithmetic. So it is more of an industrial era. Now what we are getting into is knowledge era. That's pretty much focuses on 5 C's: communication, collaboration, creativity, computational thinking, and critical thinking. These are the 5 C's. I mean, there are a lot of C's, but primary focus is to make sure this 5 C's is implanted in every child of this 21st century. So that's the program which has been crafted. So what we do is, like, we do a lot of softwares which has been provided on that. I'm just going to share a quick screen to just show what exactly we do it. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes,
Shanth,
yes,
go
Shanth.
ahead, Shanth.
Yes. So what we try to do is, like, we have categorized the stakeholders of the education. There are typically 5 stakeholders which are involved in whether it's a government firm or a public segment. That's the first thing, is the institution per se. That's the main hub where everyone are connected. Then we got the teacher community, the stakeholder who has primarily makes a major stake in it. Then we got the students. Then we got the management, and then we got the parent community. So what we try to do is, when a school gets enrolled for this program, we first try to make sure the school is, that's a fundamental for us to make sure that that is set right completely. So what we try to do is, like, these are the things, I don't know, we can see that. Okay, so if you see the institutions per se, moment when the education institution gets enrolled, we try to automate, make it more modernized by upgrading every machine on the campus to the latest operating system. uh, so that means the school doesn't have to really procure any additional hardware as such. Then existing machine is good enough for us to just upgrade it to that. They might be functioning in different XP 7, 8, 8.1, and 10 maybe. So what we try to do is we make a uniformity across the campus by making them to get onto the Windows 10. There are a lot of reasons behind it as well. So I'll talk about that. And similarly, the productivity tool, what we talk about, the day-to-day usage with the management or the office where it does it, is the Excel suite. So we try to again upgrade that to directly to the 2016 version of it. That's called MS Office Pro Plus, which has got totally 9 different apps altogether. So through these 9 apps, the day-to-day functionality of Office goes very smooth. And the third thing is, like, if you look at the education institution, the email culture is pretty bad. I don't know how many have assessed it. I have been in this almost like 9 years now, but the way I assessed, it is not like a corporate segment. The education is very subtle. Email culture is something which is not in place. So we try to get the email culture in place. So what we try to do is, for the institution, we try to provide them O365 access on their role base. Like example, it might be the principal, teacher. So it'll be their designation at the rate the school domain. So right now it's an admission which every school looks for it. So we try to create an admission at the rate followed by the school domain, and that's one thing which we provide. The fourth thing is we try to just give a complete branding to the school. So that is very important right now, because right now that's because it's a two-way we can look into that. So this is a win-win for that as well. So what we try to do is that if we provide the branding, the school can start using the branding of Microsoft Aspire School program and in all their printing assets, whether it could be the flex, hoarding, or banner, I can name it, it can be worked out. So the fifth thing is a part of it which goes with is a curriculum which is designed by Microsoft, which is aligned by national ICT policy for class 6 to 10. It just comes in a pen drive from Microsoft. And the sixth thing is, like, it's our solution which gets integrated. If you could see, that's called Campus Management ERP solution, which is currently named as Lycée, LYCEE. Formerly it was known as Lyceum. That's the name of the first four walls of the classroom which Aristotle has built. That's the name, it's called Lyceum. And now the new version which we have developed and it's been going pretty well, it's called Lycée. That's nothing but the first academy which Aristotle has started. So that's called Lycée. So we got total 12 modules, but we try to give 2 modules of the software to the school to make sure things are in place. Because the 2 models which are very efficient is the information management system. That means the entire record keep, inventory details about the school, about subject, class, student, whatnot, everything is maintained very well. And again, the fee FMS, what it shows, it's nothing but the fee management system. The complete automation of the fee has been taken care right through from transportation or any sort of demand. And just to give a little small hint about the program, our software is something like a server client architecture. That means like you don't have to break your head saying like it is always connected or internet as such. One of the machine on the campus, we try to convert it as a server, and we just connect. It will be acting as a server connected to multiple clients across. So without having any interruption in internet as such, the user can still continue using it. So that's how the architecture has been designed and developed. And then we got Intune as a software which is given for the IT administrator to control the system on across the platform, because there might be lab 1, lab 2, lab 3, but efficiently maintaining those things is very important. So we try to give this Intune software, and then of course the school is actually recognized as a Microsoft school. And of all this, what we try to do is we try to empower the school and get them recognized with certain milestones with the Microsoft. There are 2 things which are very popularly known. It's called, the first one is the Microsoft School, and then the Showcase School. So it is not only the software that makes this recognition in place, because we empower the teachers as well. The empowerment of the teacher is what we submit to the World Education Forum to get the recognition done. So I know the time is very short. I'll just quickly run through the things. I'll not take much. The teacher is where we primarily focus on it. If you see that every teacher has been provided with the official email ID, of course, like a similar way the software is given for them. If you have to go and just Google search it, this software, what we're providing to every student and teacher, is worth around 16,000 plus taxes, if even as of today. So that's how we try to provide them. And of course, giving them a software, and if they don't know how to use it, it's going to be going for a win. So that's where we come into place. We try to empower the teacher how they can start using this software inside the classroom. And they are also encouraged to handpick according to the interest and start doing various certification courses. There are 100 plus certification courses available for the teachers. They can handpick according to that. And then we try to take the school or the teacher to the futuristic classroom. It's something called Skype in the classroom. That means a teacher sitting in a classroom can get connected outside the world, because that's what the theme is. Learning knowledge beyond walls. That means like it is not only within the classroom, the knowledge has to be spread across. We try to take them to the virtual field trip, the live virtual field trip, various things like NASA, the scuba diving, you name it, everything is available on a virtual field trip. Then we got a guest speaker where the guest speaker can come and address this to a school. Then mystery Skype, a lot of things are involved in it. So of all this thing, I know it's running short of time. I don't want to take much of time. So what we try right now, what we're trying to do is like, this is a solution which has been provided for the schools right through from 2017. And now they are pretty happy right now to say like, I'm so privileged to say that since last 4 weeks, we have almost onboarded around 274 schools on virtual schooling, because this software alone comes with a lot of tools, and tools are involved in it for teaching. Like example, Microsoft Teams is one solid software through which the teacher can sit at home and connect to the students. That means like, since the current situation, everyone knows about it, the COVID-19 situation, but we don't want the zeal to get down. We have onboarded almost 200 plus schools to get on virtual schooling. That means 10th standard, 9th standard is already onboarded, and schools are pretty much functioning now. And you don't know the things are changing, because we are the one who are doing a big transition from the 4 walls of the classroom to the digital transformation thing. So if you have to, on an average, we've been getting calls approximately close to 10 to 12 calls from various schools, from various geographical locations, looking for a solution, because a lot of people have tried all the various things like Zoom, Dio, Hangout, and etc. and etc. But things are not working, because ours is something like which is actually meant for an education segment. Like example, how a classroom is set up. Inside the team software, we provide all sort of configuration like class 9, A section, B section. Again, the teacher can show presentation. There is something called whiteboard inside the software through which you can write. It is actually projected to the student. Then we got assessment, and we got online assessment evaluation system inside it. Then we got attendance marking. Everything is there. There are something again post session activities, something, one more thing which has been also been done. So in fact, I will just take one more moment to just tell it. So morning we had a call from ICCA board. So it looks like we are onboarding with the entire ICC schools. Hopefully everything goes on. Like morning we had a complete con call with the team, which they've been assessing various software to make the digitalization happening from home. So none has succeeded so far except us. So we had a beautiful session morning for almost 2 hours, and looks like everyone are pretty happy about it. And through this solution, like a lot of schools can also get benefited and see a major success in this situation, because I'm pretty sure it's not only 21 days or 30 days. So we are forecasting that, like with the situation what's happening with the COVID, not off late till we're expecting August, nothing will function, especially the education segment. Even if there is a relaxation given for other departments or industry, education might be a little because it's more sensitive with the students and other things. So we are anticipating that till August, the school might have a thing. So we are there to support a lot of schools by empowering the teachers and students, all these things. So we have two categorizing: software and as well as a program for the school to run effectively to get the school in place. That's it. I guess I'm running close to the time. So any questions you may ask. Anyone can. I'll leave the forum open right now.
Anybody with questions? No?
And how is this product useful for a corporate company like Khizer Technologies, Shanth?
See, there are two segment verticals, I would say. One is education, one is the commercial enterprise side. Even we can help the enterprise as well, because right now, in your situation, I'll give a solid example. Right now, you're doing on a Zoom call. I know the pros and cons of Zoom. In case if you are able to adopt this Microsoft solution O365 thing, you have a privilege of conducting a virtual classroom. I mean, the webinar session what currently go happening with up to 250 members with unlimited without any uninterruption. Moreover, the bandwidth is very less. What you use it for a WhatsApp to send a message and receive, that's it good enough for a software to function. It hardly requires 5 to 6 kilobytes speed for running on a team software without any uninterruption thing, because it has all the video, audio, all of this integrated inside the team software. So in case if you have to onboard with this Microsoft, you will have been provided with the O365. That's pretty good enough to actually run the campus or the enterprise to efficiently well.
Good, Shanth. Thank you.
Any
Shanth,
question?
yes, Shanth, can you hear me? This is Sadiq here.
Yeah, Sadiq. Hi.
Hi. Shanth, as you're talking about virtual classrooms, for all the members in the webinar right now, what is that you visualize the future of education? You were talking about the virtual classrooms. Do you think in the future there would be no schools and people will actually study from home? And is it a possibility? I'm actually looking on those lines. In fact, I am into creating content for e-learning so that students don't have to go to school anytime. So what do you think? Is your product amazing facility for these things? That's what I'm visualizing, that the whole system would actually move on to this self-learning. And do you provide platform for these kind of systems?
Yes.
Yes, Shanth. Sorry to interrupt, but yes, we do have that facility, isn't it, Shanth? For all the subjects,
yes,
trainers for all the subjects to train them online.
Okay, lovely.
Even though whatever the technology might come over, but certain things cannot be replaced, Sadiq. Like example, you cannot replace the teacher. So technology is just a tool to uplift a person, to the next level, I would say. Schools might not be, like you said, like future of the education is not 100% on like schooling, homeschooling. It's not going to be practically possible. So schooling is still going to be functioning. It is just a technology that makes, like example, if your child is unwell, right now the situation is like he or she loses the class for the day. But in case if down the line, if she is unwell, she can connect at home and just get on to the class. That's such that like she doesn't misses anything out of whatever the day-to-day activity which happens in the school. And with the latest software and other thing, which makes very interactive, like the students are pretty engaged. And like example, like offline and online, if I have to talk about, so offline is only limited to a certain extent. When it comes to the online learning, it is wide open. So the research and so many things are involved. The students are engaged actively, and the knowledge is immense, I would say. But if you to answer to a simple question, you cannot replace the school. Schools will. Yeah, thank you. Sorry for the interruption. So yeah, Sadiq was just telling. So Sadiq, if I don't know whether you could recall Vilaas, pretty much the structure. One of the PPT had a structure. So that's how it is. Like the transition, what's happening right now, where it was the bottommost thing was like basic computer infrastructure. Then it became an automation process. Then it became e-learning, e-schooling. So that's how we have been working on it. The similar presentation, even Microsoft does carry one. How the things has to be done. But on what the way the forecasting is, it is not going to be take off the schooling completely, but school will still remain with this technology in place to make their life easier. That's what the end thing is.
Yeah, I do appreciate. The question is, let's suppose I want to start a virtual e-homeschooling. Let's call it as a e-homeschooling where students don't go to school, possibly from grade 7. So do you have the complete infrastructure? If I am able to integrate the content and the teachers, where the student never has to go to school, he can actually log in. And do you have that kind of infrastructure, or can you build it?
Absolutely. No, I can make out what you're coming, because I know what is it. So inside the software teams, what I was talking about, there are certain provision of loading a third-party software. So it could be your own software which you have designed and developed. Maybe the content management, what you're talking about, that could be loaded up into the team software. As the teacher gets onto the virtual schooling, I mean the environment of virtual thing, she can just get onto your software just in a click of a button, and she can just run through the thing. Right now, how it is done is like the complete O365 apps. There are nearly 29 apps which are integrated inside the O365 app. One has been the Teams. The three most common thing are Excel, Word, PowerPoint. Everyone knows about it. The other things are involved: Sway, OneNote, ClassNote, Staff Hub, Forms, Delve. So many things are there. I've named it 29 things are there. So these are something which are preloaded inside the Teams to make the life easy. Example, like if the teacher wants to run a presentation for PPT, she clicks on it, it just gets onto the thing. Likewise, even the third-party API integration facilities also be available.
Oh, that's great. So if I'm not taking too much of time of the whole group here, one question. If I say I have a virtual class, can 10,000 students log into the same class at the same time?
Yes. Can I take that question, please?
Microsoft.
Yes,
Vilaas, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Sadiq.
Mr. Vilaas, I'm very sorry because I could not hear your presentation initially because
all right, no, not a problem. We'll connect again. As Shanth mentioned, there are two aspects of it. I'll just briefly, throw some light on the first aspect about the virtual classroom. So virtual classroom at present has been a stopgap arrangement kind of a thing where school is concerned. However, the institutes and the higher educations have been using that time and again. One reason being, if a student is not able to physically be present at an X location due to whatever constraints, so they are logging in from a remote location to be a part of the sessions. And virtual classroom is not a solution for your second part of the question, which is a homeschooling. What happens is, teacher or for anyone for that matter, I cannot sit in that at such a position and deliver my lectures. I can always give information of the records. What happens is, you have to conduct a classroom kind of a scenario. So the right technology for that is a lecture capture and a streaming solution. So what happens is, I construct a classroom environment at this place, and the teacher, however, the teacher would do in a conventional classroom, he or she performs the same activities, be it writing on the board, talking, moving around, everything. And I have tools and the products which will capture the teacher, no matter wherever she's moving around the podium, the desk or the board, capture the things, capture the voice, and if there is a content on the PC, capture that content as well. And also if there are students around. So I can have multiple feeds going through that streamer.
Okay.
And of course can be streamed. There's something called MOOC, which is Massive Open Online Course, which is also deployed by the government of India, which is under SWAYAM scheme. The SWAYAM is something for backward, economically backward classes, where if they want to learn something, take up some course, it is available. I mean, lakhs of people can be there online and study live sessions. And the the previous lecture capture and streaming solution is I can also record this session. I can further edit the way I want to and use them as a tutorials for each class.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. One more question, Vilas and Shanth, both of you.
Yes.
Let's suppose I have, I am the teacher right now, and I have like 20 students who are watching my online classes. Can I also see all the 20 students? Can I capture their videos? And like a virtual classroom, like a teacher, I can see 20 students on my screen. They are focusing and they're not moving around. Is it a possibility I can capture their videos also and put it on my screen?
Yes, it is possible. What happens is, if there are 20 students, there is no doubt the teacher can still have a glance of what each individual student is doing. Even if more than 20, what happens is the software has an analytical tool which also will assess the attentiveness of the teacher, of the student.
Of the student, yeah. Oh, lovely.
Students. So what happens is, if I am not using, or if I'm not gazing at the screen for more than 5 minutes, you will get a feedback from the software saying that X student is not there in his or her seat.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
Yeah, that's a level of sophistication we can have in the current age of technology tools.
Oh, great. So this is where I was heading to. Possibly a schooling system would change like this. That's my vision.
Yes.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. Thank you both
just
of
add
you.
up one more question.
Mm-hmm.
One more question to answer your point. We're asking about 10,000 numbers, right? Yes,
Yeah.
we do have one. The default O365 Teams what we provide holds up to 250 member conferencing on a single shot.
Oh, nice.
250 participation can be taken around the clock. There is no limitation or restriction. However, we do have something called Teams Online, which holds up to 10,000 member gathering or participation in a single shot.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing.
So if you see whatever the webinar we host, Microsoft host from Delhi or something, you have at any given instance, we got 8,000 to 9,000 participants of different geographical location participating. So that is also ready, set right to go for.
Just to share a thought with all the team members here right now, group members, I personally feel that 15 years of time for schooling of 10th graders is too much of time for human life. And I think if I have to learn something as good as 10th graders with basic math and physics and what they know, I think that can be done really fast. I think 15 years is a too expensive time on a human life to go through all these things. So maybe e-homeschooling and the pace at which I can learn things and the technology what you guys are developing, I think there should be a possibility that we can have e-homeschooling at our own pace. And maybe a couple of organizations we can certify students at their learning abilities, performance abilities. Latha should answer this question.
Yeah, I'm sorry I joined late. I'm sorry about it.
Well, not a problem. So that's where I'm looking the future of education. Maybe I'm developing content on these lines. Maybe I'm very sure I'll be using the infrastructure you both have made.
Yes.
It's a great thing that we all work.
Sadiq, one more point I would like to mention is that in terms of imparting knowledge, that is will not be a challenge, and even now it is not. But more than that, what is happening in India, of course, is that we want a child to at least go and have a social connect, mingling with students, having activities done, participation, sports, and all the other things which happens to be a part of growing up as a kid, which we are seeing it as of now. So I'm sure, coming ahead days might change and we might look at different aspects. I think this has to do with the psychological needs of a student or a child, and so many things. But yes, if it is only a requirement of teaching and imparting class online, it is possible in today's.
And just to add on, Vilas, as you rightly pointed out, yes, psychology plays a very important role in child's mind. And I don't think this, like so-called online schooling is going to really, uh, facilitate the child's growth. Especially, when you look into the suicide rate and depression rate in students right now, it's pretty high. It's all because of the technology, latest technology, which is capturing their attention. As you rightly pointed out, of course, they have to interact with their own peer group, and as well with they should also have the privilege to interact with the student, with the teachers, and learn better. And I always feel classroom teaching is much better compared to online. I'm sorry for that, but I always vote for one-to-one interaction. Personal interaction plays a very important role in anyone's growth.
Perfect. I completely agree with what you say.
Just for just an interruption, I just wanted to know who is speaking right now.
Mr. Shanth, Mr. Shanth.
It's still me going on, ma'am.
Okay, I'm taking the discussion in a different way. So I think we can have discussion later.
Yeah, to manage on the time, I would we'll have a discussion later. Probably to manage on the time, let us finish with the product first, and then we can take that ahead. I'm sorry because I missed on joining. I had another Zoom meeting going on, so that's the reason I joined little late. As I'm the vice president for Bharat Scouts and Guides Shivaji Nagar Association, so I had to show my presence there. I finished with that, and I'm back here.
Not an issue, ma'am. We have Mr. Navneet now.
All right, Shanth is over?
Yeah, I'm done, ma'am. I'm done.
Okay, so all done. Sorry for the interruption, Sadiq and Ramani, Balu.
We'll have this discussion sometime again. It's good.
We'll have Mr. Navneet Ranjan right now.
Forward for that.
Mr. Navneet, our voice is audible to you, sir.
He's connecting to the audio. Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Navneet. I think you just stop recording and then record again.
It's audible now, sir.
Khizer, stop recording. Yeah, Mr. Chandrashekar, we would like you to start the recording. Yes. Welcome you, Mr. Chandrashekar. I would request you to, explain about your school product as well as what you're going to do and how you're going to help our teachers and students out.
Sure, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
First, I will run through my promo.
A school is a great learning place because there is a management team looking for every aspect: life, admission, branding, curriculum, technology. A school is a great learning.
Sorry.
You have to share the.
Yes. Yeah, can you hear me?
A school is a great learning place.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I will just go through my promo video first.
Okay.
School is a great learning place because there is a management team looking for every aspect: life, admission, branding, curriculum, technology, employment. But there is a responsibility, which is still difficult, even for the management team. And that is, whenever a new curriculum starts, there occurs huge demand of new uniforms, shoes, books, notebooks, etc. And management has to contact different agencies for each service. This results into problems like late delivery, out-of-stock accessories, and defective products. So, the only solution of this situation is a one-point solution for school, where everything is available under one roof. What if I tell you there is an online platform for all of our needs? Yes, School Needs.in provides each school accessories, varied from uniforms to books, at one place for school management. Contact us or visit our website for more information. A school is a great learning place because there is a...
That was a nice small demo. Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nice.
Please continue, Chandrashekar.
Yes, it's a small presentation. School Needs is founded in 2015.
Okay.
And we did a small research in the education sector, what management is facing the problem and what parents is facing the problem. Then we come up with a solution called the academic kit. This academic kit includes textbook, notebook, uniform, whatever kits required for the whole year, we are making in the single kit. It will helpful for the parents and school management as well. Next level, we have awarded most trusted school supply partner from the JTF Foundation, and Brainfield also we got the award in 2019 Best Distributor of the award. And we made a small product called a pocket book. It's a 2D and 3D animated learning content. What exactly? Everyone going for the online, but still we are into the offline model. There's a many location internet facilities not available. For that reason, we are making in the pocket book in the form of pen drive. Wherever they want to use this content, and they can use it. Plug and play concept, and it's mapped with the NCERT curriculum. We made it for CBSE and ICSE boards as of now. Also, we are coming up for the +1, +2, PCMB as well as commerce. This one, and come to the uniform part. We have our own testing unit. And we also tied up with the Murthy and Kumar's and all the reputed brands. And this all customized as per the school requirement. And come to the uniform accessories, we have from socks, shoes, to tie, belts, everything. Whatever kits required for the whole year, we are making in this customized one. And again, there's a notebooks and all. And bags also we can do. We have tied up with Wildcraft, Liberty, all these are reputed brands we are picking. And this is a kit actually. That's a sample kit. What this kit has all the items, whatever kits required for the whole year. Depending on the schools, we used to make this customization. It's a look like this, and we have two different solution. One is the online solution. It's a e-commerce. We will take the requirement from the schools. In the first level, we will make all the customization, and we will post it to our e-commerce. Then if you have any changes or customization, sizes for uniform or shoes or any item, parents can modify it in our website. Then they can place the order. Then it will directly reach to the parents or student doorstep. That's the one model we have. And the second model will take the requirement again, and it's a stall level. We will putting the stall at school premises, and we are directly distributing to the students and parents. This all all the headache, whatever management facing, whatever teacher is facing, we are taking the headache from them. We are taking care for end-to-end solution. Till the end, it's reaching to the students. We will take the responsibility, and we are doing that. And this our concept is first day of the school, everyone should come with proper uniform, proper books, everything.
Okay. All right. That's really nice that you have customized, something like a kit for the schools, and you're supplying to the schools directly. And we already have our school, heads here. management heads here, so that they know how practical it is. I think so. It is very practical. What I feel. Thank you so much, Mr. Chandrashekar. Anybody has questions? Are you done, or you still have something to talk?
Yes, I'm done.
Done, is it? Okay. Anybody has any questions?
Yeah, I got one, ma'am. Yeah, hi. It was a lovely presentation, sir.
Thank you.
Just want to know, is it your own manufacturing the unit that you carry, or how is it you worked on it?
Yeah, actually, we have some sampling unit as of now.
Okay.
We used to buy the raw material and we will give it for the job work for the quality purpose. We will maintain the quality and we will buy the quality raw material and we will give it for the job work for the factories.
Okay,
good.
That's nice.
Good. Thanks.
Anything else?
Does it answer you, Shanth?
Yes, it is, ma'am. Thanks for Mr. Srinivas.
Good.
So you're giving your services throughout India, sir?
As of now, we are serving South India, and we are moving out for Pan India for the next academic year.
Okay.
Okay, good, sir.
I'm all right. That's very nice. Very nice. Wish you all the success and progress.
Thank you.
I'm sending some chat messages also in case anybody wants to chat here.
There's some kind of technical issue with Mr. Navneet, ma'am. So can we go ahead?
Okay. Next is Mr. Sadiq Khan.
Wow. Right.
Sadiq Ahmed Khan. I think so. Mr. Navneet needs to join. At least he can see the video, no?
Thank you, Latha. I would not take much time for all of you. I don't have a presentation though, but I just have a talk. I have a concern. And
So you could have shown your one of the presentation for a second also, not an issue.
No, I think it was too early for me to understand this webinar. I think I didn't prepare for it. I'll pass on the information in the group, or you all can share. So I just share my vision, what I'm trying to do, and definitely all of you and your products and the physical teaching system and virtual teaching infrastructure, all of it would be a great help. My vision basically is to make education almost free for all the people, and that education should also be the best quality that everyone can afford. It's not possible from physical teaching and the physical infrastructure, which is really too high. What I understand is learning happens when any individual, for that sake, has interest and he has a need. Now, what happens with schooling system, I'm not against it. I'm not having any problem with that. But I just feel that for a human being to spend 25 years of his life to be called as a graduate is like half of his life. At the end of 25 years of his life, what he knows is he's literate about one stream, and that's it. He is not literate into so many things. He's an illiterate. I should not call that word, but still he's not literate into so many others. For example, if I'm a doctor, I know nothing about mechanics, nothing about accounting, nothing about so many things. So I would just believe that I'm a graduate. I've done my education system for the rest of my life and repeat what I did. But took my 25 years time, and maybe to put myself into the real life challenges and making money and stabilizing, that takes another 20 years. So basically all individuals lose their whole lifetime just limiting their knowledge to one degree. So what I understand is, if at all you all can hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir,
yeah,
please.
What I understand is,
very well.
If we can create a system with all the people involved right now here, I'm so happy to actually interact with you all. If there is a possibility that a student can learn what he needs virtually, because now it is possible. Maybe around 10 years ago, it was not, because of the internet was not that fast and there was no technology to store information, online, offline, both. So the only thing I feel is...
Sadiq, I can share one of the videos that you sent me now.
Oh, that's a very raw video, Latha. I will actually share a couple of nice videos which I've done later on the group. So my concern is only this much, that can we create an environment for an individual where he doesn't have to pay much. Maybe he has to pay like 1,000 rupees per year, and he gets everything what he needs, including certifications and trainings. Because once you make content available like this, it's just copying and pasting. And why should people pay so much of money throughout a lifetime to learn a skill or have a degree which is basically limiting you? It's not even expanding. On the other side, if you're talking about social interaction of students, I'm very sure people who don't go to school, possibly Dhirubhai Ambani, who had very less schooling, and a lot of people on earth who are amazing people. Social behavior is quite good with them, because you're most of the times in the real picture of interacting with society. Schooling would actually limit you with, like, say, 100 students for 10 years. What I know is only those 100 students of my class and maybe a couple of teachers whom I interact. These are the people I know for 10 years. That is a limited interaction from the society in terms of social interaction. Possibly, if I don't go to school, I would actually meet like thousands of people throughout my 10 years of life. Maybe my social interaction, my social behavior will be much, much more compared to 100 students in my class, which I started from 1st grade to 10th grade. I know no more people than that. So that's what I am thinking. If it is knowledge, it can be done through virtual schooling. And if it is the social behavior, interaction, personality development, emotional intelligence, I think it can be done much better at home and direct society with meeting with a lot of people. That's what I said. So that's what I'm working on, to create content which can really help students to learn at their pace. That's my dream. So I'll share my work with all of you. In fact, we'll see how it works. Thank you so much.
But what exactly are you doing? You have created the content of grade 8 and you wanted to give it free to the students to study. That was for CBSE schools and state board schools, as well as you have created a page by page, some by some contents, right?
Yeah,
so
I
you
can
are ready
explain.
till grade 10 right now. So
yes,
content, yeah, you have to talk about that content.
So I'll do that right now.
Yes.
So what we have made in Open Minds is we have built an application or a software which, if at all there are 300 pages in a textbook. We have taken photo images of all 300 pages. And let's say in the first page, you have like 2 topics to be learned. There would be a link created for every topic. The student just clicks it or touches that particular link. There would be a video class explaining only that page or that particular topic. So let's suppose there are like 1,000 problems in a textbook. There would be 1,000 videos explaining every single problem and every single topic. So that's what we have built, where exactly the student would be learning what he's learning in the school with the same textbook without anything different or anything alienated.
He can repeat it again and again and learn, because the teaching in the class happens only at one time now, right now.
Yes.
And then if he looks into the video, if he purchases this video, he can repeatedly, work on it. Whatever he is learning for the 10 months, he can learn within a span of 1.5 months.
Whatever time he needs to. Second thing, people ask me questions like, what if he doesn't know some basics? What if he needs help on certain topics? So in the application, there is a corner which is called basics. We start from basic addition, like 2 + 2 is 4, to that less level, and how the operations, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, opening brackets. At the lowest level, we don't know anything in math. There is a corner, if at all he doesn't know, he can go learn that and come back. Second thing we have in the application is a student can take a test himself. Let's suppose I finish a topic, let's say factorization. Then I can take up a test myself. I can generate a test paper. Randomly, it will give you around 10 questions out of, let's say, 1,000 questions in the database. It will create a test. You can write a test and evaluate yourself. If you're not up to the mark, then you can generate another test. You will get the result immediately. And also we'll have levels in the test, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basic level to understand the concept. As you grow high, you can go to the mastery level. And of course, with all of these, you will have classes, video classes to explain those topics. So that's what we're trying to do. A student would be completely independent to evaluate himself, to go back and learn. The software will also hint where you're good and bad. That's exactly what we're trying to make. And it's all offline. You don't have to be online. There would be no teachers directly involved. And of course, we have a facility in the company that if the students are not still understanding with all these facilities, they can call us and have for a online class or on payment basis if he needs special attendance. But what we saw from our work and the students' usage is most of the time, 90%, I can say 95% time they don't have doubts. So that's what we're keeping in mind, that they should not have a doubt, they should not have a problem. And we are ourselves creating questions and asking doubts and answering them, what a student can think at that particular level. So that is the effort Open Minds is doing, and it's available. Right now, we're making 8th grade free of cost for all the boards throughout India, a full version, so that students start understanding and feeling the product. And there is a shift that they can start doing self-learning, not being too dependent on anyone for learning. So that's the idea.
Very good.
Yeah.
And for grade 9 and 10?
Answer. Grade 9 and 10th, we may offer a very nominal amount, which is also hosting charges on one of the cloud sessions. Maybe 1,000 rupees, 1,200 rupees is what we're expecting for the whole years of education.
There is only for mathematics, right, sir?
No, we already building physics, social and other subjects. We do have notes and we have questions. And we do have presentations which are enough to understand the topic. Especially in math and science, they need human touch. So we do have elaborated classes, maybe 1,000 videos for mathematics alone we have in every class. In physics, we may have around 500 videos. And every single thing we need, you have a video, and the video would not be more than 5 minutes, keeping the attention span of the student to learn something he needs. So that's the whole idea. Yeah.
Thank you, Latha ma'am.
You're most welcome. Dr. Ramani Balu, you can, as a psychologist, how do you feel that you're going to take ahead the present times online counseling, or you want to have a virtual
It's not
counseling?
audible. I think I will skip from video. I can't hear you. I will
yeah, that's always
stop my
recommended.
video and yeah.
Whatever is comfortable.
I was not able to hear you, ma'am. Can you please?
Yeah. At present times and later, how are you going to go ahead and reach students for the counseling, counseling sessions?
Okay. Let me start with my company first. I have a startup called the Lumiere India, which is, as the word itself very clearly states, Lumiere, it's light. So I would like to ignite the light of each individual. So in turn, the light the world, light India, and light the world as well. And I would like to look into the transformation. And yes, I'm into the people touch rather than technology touch. So I focus more on the emotional aspects of individual. And yes, of course, we have training conducted from our team, and as well, I do have counseling service provided. Plus, I do also do assessment for the students, where I use psychological test for assessing the students to get into the careers, and also I use this psychological test to assess them, and not only just to assess them, I also guide them based on the scoring what they get in the psychological test. So that is how we operate. And when I come to the counseling part, yes, I do a lot of counseling for highly depressed and suicide attempt cases where, where there I feel the human touch is very, very important. And when I have to tell that, we can do it everything through the online or focus more on technology, I tell big no for that, because you always require a human touch in life for to have an emotional balance. And that's where we operate. And we I do one-to-one consultation for my clients, both for students and as well as for family. I do both family and personal counseling as well. Yes, when it comes to phobia, I ensure that the phobia, I study the types of phobia they undergo and uh, what are the reasons, and I get into the case histories and history taking and find out what is the actual reason for them to have depression or a mood swing or whatever may be the case. And I analyze that and give my feedback or suggestions or guidelines. I basically do not suggest in my counseling sessions, I only guide them to be a better human being. And that's how I operate from counseling field. And moving on to my training sessions, yes, I do a lot of training for both corporate and education institutions as well, where I focus on, as I don't look into the success of individual, I want a person to be significant in their life. What I mean here is like success is only for one individual, but when it comes to significance is what is very important. So I train them to be a significant human being rather than being a successful human being. Yes, of course, success plays a very important role, but still being a significant human being is always very, very important. So significance, as I understand, is how you make others people feel about, and that's a leadership quality as well. So I inculcate that leadership training programs, a leadership quality with them, where they understand the issues of others and they just do not fall back and get connected with their own emotions. They understand the emotions of the other person, where emotional quotient or emotional intelligence play a very, very important role. And the time we wake up and till the time we go to bed, we are in some or other stressful state. And I think being a soft skill trainer, it's very important to transform their life and also make them stress free. So this is where I operate in making them a stress free, hassle free life. And of course, I don't tell that stress is not important. Yes, stress is important, but not too much of stress, which will choke your life. Or you don't have stress, and I don't believe when people tell they don't have stress. And that means they don't have life. It is like they are just dull. They're just into themselves, and there's some amount of stress is very important. So I like to tap that small amount of stress in them, where they can go for challenges and reach their goals. And of course, from my training company, I also train them for goal setting, where I use the SMART technique for to ensure the students reach their goal. And I feel that, and I strongly, more than feeling, I strongly recommend each and every educational institution look forward for the soft skill training programs. They should have at least a period allocated for the students to sharpen the skill, not only for their personal benefit, even for the societal benefit as well. And yes, when it comes to communication skills, it's very important. And nowadays, I see most of them are into internet or more into the electronic media, and the lack communication skills. This is for sure, and I think most of you over here will agree with me when I say the depression rate is very high and suicide rate is high, plus the communication is so very poor. It's because of non-communication with another individual. So I strongly believe schools should take this initiative forward and get into the soft skill training mode, where they transform the individual life and they make them to understand and look into the problem in a more precise way, um, rather than just being more technical and analyzing things and critically from the technical viewpoint. uh, they are more human friendly, and that's what we require. And nowadays I feel the students are getting disconnected with human beings as such. uh, they are not able to even adapt with their own family members, and all this is because they are not being groomed in the schools properly. And I feel the schools should take some initiatives on the well-being of the individual, like I definitely say like how the physical fitness is very important for an individual, and they say yes, exercise and sports. I feel the mental well health is highly important, and I give first priority to mental health. And then falls your physical fitness, or like your technical your technical programs, your electronics or whatever. But first importance and priority should go for your mental well-being. And from my startup, be looking for the mental well-being of the individual, how to sharpen the skills, how to enhance their performance, how to enhance their physical mental well-being. Um, we get into all this other aspects as well, like if you have to talk about time management, which is very important. And I feel nowadays when I have a couple of students coming to me and telling me that, ma'am, I don't have time, I don't know how to allocate time, and I'm running short of time during examination. And I don't think any electronic device will definitely tell them how to manage time in a more precise way, until and unless you teach your children how to manage time. That's very effective, and it's very important, not only from the students' point of view, like as they grow older and as they get into as they be employed, they should really be smart enough to manage time. So yes, we do give priorities, and we also help students in managing their time. And of course, we also get into teamwork, and this is highly important. Uh, I don't think, I debate, I like to, I don't think virtually you can develop something called teamwork or team building. And if at all, if you build also, it's not going to be that very, strong. The bond is not going to be that very strong until and unless you interact and connect with the heart of an individual. And that's highly important.
Sorry to interrupt. In fact, here we are not saying that virtual or versus physical, this one, but how you are going to reach the students, that's what we would like to know, because we are going to post this to the schools. Whatever we have spoken right now, we are going to post this to the schools for the benefit of the teachers and students right now.
Okay, from that point of view, I would always like to tell that yes, I do strongly believe in soft skill training programs, or counseling in schools to handle the depression rate of the students, to reduce the stress level in the students, plus to get out of the examination fear where the students faces during the examination time. So I would suggest the school take up the call and start up the counseling cells as early as possible, and ensure that there's at least one counselor for 5 students, or at least that will be more effective, like they have one-to-one touch with an individual, rather than just having a counselor and not playing the role of a counselor, and it's just one counselor for 1,000 or 2,000 students. I think it's really not very effective from the school point of view. I guess they should the intake of the counselors should increase in schools. I also find like there's a lot of depression cases which is going on in schools right now, and they are not able to handle their own stress, and the counselors should take some initiatives to handle all this, and I look forward for the education institution to work on the counseling board or on the counseling cell.
Dr. Venkat Rayudu, I just wanted
It's
to
not
ask
only
you a
for the
question.
students, I think even the faculties for that matter, they require a counselor.
Yes. So, do you think, Dr. Venkat Rayudu, do you think if, the teachers are counseled and teachers are trained in regards to counseling the students, will it help?
Definitely, it will help, madam. We can't tell it will not help. But the present situation, all the teachers and students have evaluation about all the things what are happening and what the technology used and everything.
Yes.
So, teachers are also having evaluation, and even students are having more evaluation than teachers. So, what I want to address everyone after finishing everything, I will address everyone. What that I am noting down the points. So, definitely I'll address everyone.
So it will help the teachers, right? In case,
Yes,
Dr. Ramani Balu, you are there for training the teachers also in regards to the counseling sessions.
Yes, yes, Latha ma'am. I do train teachers as well. How to train, how in fact to train the students, how to counsel the students. I do give them, share them counseling tips. And also I have a guidelines for counseling where I follow certain guidelines. So I definitely share with the teachers to follow the guidelines when they're doing the counseling.
And what about Madam Aisha? What do you feel about it? Counseling your teachers for the pre and primary levels?
First thing I want to say that we never anticipated this kind of situation would arise for educators. If you go back and see, we educators were all about we educators started always used to tell parents how to reduce screen time, why to avoid screen time, why to spend more time. So we all educators were behind that. At that time, the technology was always a kind of it's not like, see, everything, whatever we do has a negative as well as positive way. But at last, if you see a couple of days back or weeks back, we always had a technology as a thorn. Because we always felt that children are spending more time on gadgets and TV and everything, and we never wanted. Now, the situation is like we educators always are trying to get people on board through virtual learning. Why? Because we are thinking that there has to be a connect, right? So in this way, if you see, virtual learning will also have an add-on benefit. Like, it's not only for the schoolers who are the children who are going to school, it can also be used for as a teachers. Like how Shanth told about Microsoft. Teachers can also do a virtual learning. The counselors, even that way also we can have a lot of counseling. Yes, we don't have a touch, we don't have a human being touch, because we humans are a social person, and we always wanted that kind of in touch, but it is missing. But I think at these kind of situations, you never know what's going to happen in the future. It's like, we are getting our generation ready. So it's like a flipped learning, what I would always say, where flipped learning is something like where you do your lesson at home and homework at school. Okay, so here the flipped learning is where educators are sitting at home and are teaching the children at their home. So if you see, it's a kind of a balanced way. I am very happy because this is a kind of a thing which every parent has to understand. Any kind of situation might arise anytime. We don't have control over the nature, but yes, these kind of technologies, whatever we are doing, we need to try to cope up with it. We just can't stay strong saying that no, only classroom learning will happen, only this will happen, only that will happen. We just can't do that. See, if you see the Nokia story, right, everyone must have heard about the Nokia story. So we have a very good lesson from that, and we need to understand, and that's the reason why I would say we need to balance it. I'm not saying completely pro towards the virtual learning or pro towards classroom learning. This can be done in a right way, but we need to figure out, as an educator, we need to figure out like whether how a counselor will help in the counseling, how a teacher is going to help their student, how management is going to help their teachers. So it's a vice versa, and it has to be learned, and we need to get a hang of it. I would say that, Latha.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it was very nice speech by Dr. Ramani Balu. Thank you so much. And you're always there for everyone. The entire team, will, take your support at any point of time in case any school is required. All right. Dr. Ramani Balu, are you there? I don't think so. She is there. No, she is there. Can
Sorry,
you hear
ma'am,
us?
I was not able to hear you. You were not audible at all. I was not able
Okay, I
to
just
hear
said
you
that we are
anymore.
all, as a team, we are all there.
No, I was not able to hear you. Now, yeah.
In case any schools require your assistance or guidance, we will definitely let you know. Thank you for being there.
Thank you, Ramani ma'am.
All right, next we have Dr. Venkat Rayudu, who is going to, tell us his views and thought process of all the products that we have discussed today, and how a school can implement that. Basically, the K-12 schools and colleges.
It's just my congratulations to Khizer from Khizer Technologies and also moderator Latha
Thank you.
and Mr. Vilaas Naik from VOO AV Systems and Novatech Imtiaz Khan from Robotics and Microsoft Mr. Shanth and also from School Leads Mr. Chandrashekar and Sadiq. See, and Balu as a psychologist is in this panel.
And Navneet Ranjan, he is missing the audio.
Yes, yes. And also from preschools, we are having our Aisha Singh madam.
Yes.
So the people I know very well, except one or two, we met and we participated in many programs. See, here I want to be clear. First, I wanted to talk about the evolution of this e-learning. See, by 2018, it is about $1.29 billion market in India. And by 2020, it will grow to nearly about $38 billion in India. And coming to the future market is nearly about $100 billion opportunities there in India. And total overall, as for the Forbes magazine, there is overall growth of $325 billion before 2025 in all over the world. These are the statistics. So future is completely going to be in online and e-learning. So all the companies who are present here should be ready for this online market and e-learning market. As our psychologist, Madam Ramani Balu told, even we are also in the same way of thinking, like we are giving more stress and strain to the child. And even Supreme Court also gave a order like to follow only CBSE system, which is comfortable for the schooling and everything. And all the states are also adopting this CBSE model of learning and everything. As per my knowledge also, that ICSE or any other boards are failed in giving proper knowledge for proper age. But that is completely gone now. I also got a thought like what Sadiq is telling. So nearly, even my life was into complete education till my 28th year. Before every student is even after they get married, they are dependent on their parents. That is the situation in the world. Completely, we are spending half of our life for education itself. Nothing is there. Half of our life, every student is spending in life. I think, Sadiq, whatever you are thinking, that will come in very short span. Let us wait and see what is happening. We can't expect exactly immediately what you are thinking, but definitely that will happen, because as you told, all the business people are dropouts. All the top business people in the world are dropouts, and they worked a lot and they have reached top in the world. So
yes,
what people will think, how people will think, we can't understand. Now engineering, medical, all this boom is going on, but the future
yes,
is uh, all the parents also will think in business point of view. Some parents already started thinking why I should make my child to go for education. Let it be a part time. Let he come and learn my business. This is the in very high what you call societies. This is the way of thinking what they are doing in the high societies. So
Yes, yes.
our India is the sixth largest global economy in 2020, and we have highest people of young people in India rather than old or middle age or young people. Generation is more in India. So we have a lot of opportunity in India in this particular what you call this e-learning. And because why I am telling this, because the why I'm telling, because usage of this cell phone users are more, because young people are more in our country. Cell phone users are more. Cell phone learning is happening more. In this 20 days, there are a lot of changes. As our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's dream is to make India as digital India. Everyone last month, when myself, Ramani, Balu and Latha, Murthy, when we went to a conference in Coimbatore, there's a big panel of members, experts, and even from Microsoft also, Mr. Ali Seth is present there. And many people are there in that panel. When will this shift happen from normal learning to e-learning? When this shift will happen in the educational system? People are asking. Then one senior person from Tirupati, he told that it will take 50 years. And one more senior executive and a senior chairman of a school, it will happen in 5 years. And no. Yes. And one more person told it will happen in another 2-3 years. But I told the shift was already happened. Shift already happened. Children are attached to the gadgets. Children are not only children. Previously, our learning happened from age 3 to age 24. But even after 24 also, we all are learning. After 24 also, till 50, 60, people are ready to learn. Even 50, 60 people are ready to learn. This is happening in this complete world. So, the basic factor, what is the difference between the people who are suppliers, who are here, all are suppliers, and the school management? There's no, we are not able to integrate properly. I like school needs. Sir, you have given all the physical products. Even along with that, if you can integrate with these all companies and make a package like that, and if you can give the best after doing a lot of research with a lot of educational institutions, if you can make a best kit and supply to the schools, it will work out. See, because we have respect with all of you who are here, but I will tell you, sir, per day, when we are sitting in our school, per day nearly 5 to 6 executives will come and ask for a appointment. No school is not ready to give any appointment, because per day 4 to 5 people if we spend, we will not get time to spend in the school or see the activities in the school. So each executive will come and spend at least half an hour to 1 hour with us, and we never have any time. And people who come are not 100% knowledgeable. They will tell, we will bring our expertise, or we'll bring our technical person to explain you, and they will try to extend the meeting for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. But one single shot, there is no possibility to take a decision. And from management side also, we also need to discuss with the directors and everything. The proper tools are not used by the companies. See, whatever now Mr. School, from school needs, whatever they have told, if you can make 1-2 minutes video and send to all the schools, or share that in a mail or something, we can see 1-2 minutes video. But the mail should not be somewhere around 20 minutes or half an hour, 15 minutes videos and everything. That we don't have that much time in the school, because it is not so easy nowadays to run the school, sir. Everything is observed, everything is recorded, every small thing happens. all the what you call complete media is coming and attacking the schools. So we need to take care of schools very. Can't hear you, madam.
Dr. Venkat Rayudu, I think we join again the last round. After you, Aisha madam will speak, and then we will have a general conference with everyone, and then we will end the program.
Let us go for a 5 minutes break and come back after 5 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. We'll continue there with Dr. Venkat Rayudu.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please go ahead, Dr. Venkat Rayudu.
Yeah, that's what. See, a lot of products are coming to the schools, and managements are getting confused to select the products. This is the situation of the management, because a lot of products are there in the market. So day to day, new products are coming. Previously, very few products are like abacus or something like that. Small products are there, but nowadays, lot of new products are coming, lot of new apps are coming, and a lot of things are there where, as our Vikas Naik sir expressed his podium, digital podium. Okay, we need that. We definitely need one digital podium in our school. As ours is a very big school, we need one digital podium. But when people are coming in a flow, it is not possible. See, now I like Microsoft is coming with a lot of products included with them and integrated with many things and everything. With very less cost they are coming. When Microsoft people are coming with a very less cost. So before a big company come and pitch the market, I think all these companies can become one group and make a package for very less cost and pitch the market, because some other new company and come and grab complete market and everything. So for that, you need to follow the simple process. Like first, you should give service for the schools, whatever service is there. See, without using the technology or without using the product, no school is able to understand, because we are running any new product come, they are running only 1 year in the school. After 1 year, either that supplier is not seen or school is not able to accept, because they are not able to provide proper service. The most important thing is the companies are just trying to sell the product, and after that, see, teachers are not able to use what we can do. This is the answer what they tell. Generally, and I'm not talking about who are here. What I'm telling you, just they will sell the product and leave it. See, most important thing is after selling and not selling the product, making the product used by the teachers or used by the students should be taken, responsibility should be taken by the companies itself till they use. See, we have a lot of softwares in our school. Our teachers are not using, our students are not using. We tried a lot, but they are not using. Only we management for accounts and we management for some SMS or something. Everything is in that, but we are not able to use because proper training and proper follow-up is not done by the companies. This is the thing what is happening. And I will tell many products. If Imtiaz sir is there, I want to guide him properly. See, like robotics or some other new products are coming, like digital printing machines are coming. A lot of things came in the market. See, these products are coming and they want to sell individually. Individually, they want to sell that particular product. See, they are not integrated to our academic system. We want someone to take all these products and integrate to our academic system. For example, we have 10 lessons in 5th class. Okay, in this 5th class, how can I use your product? One product I can't use and explain complete 10 lessons in 5th class. We should have some 10 products and we can use. We can attach each lesson to one product and we can make a list of products for each lesson, this product. For each class, this is the product what we can use. So we are companies are not able to integrate the products which are designed to the academic system. That is why how it is getting failed. For example, robotics, if you take, only robotics where we can use in motion or electronics. If you have any other products attached to that, for example, for many products are there in market. We want that kind of kits where we can utilize. Some big companies are there. They are supplying these products, but they are very costly. They are very costly. For each student, it will be very costly. Nearly 50% of our fees is their kit price. That is the situation. But if you open the kit, it is not valuable. It is not having that much value. So that is why market is completely failed in getting into the schools. This one I want to guide the companies. This is the thing. And coming to the school managements also, see, they are not able to select any product. See, whoever will come and give discount, that product is floating in the schools who are giving more discount, who are not asking money. Many of the schools, they never pay immediately. So they definitely pay at the end of the year or after using the product or something like that. So they are not ready to pay immediately. That will happen something at the end of the year. Next year, that product is not seen in the school again. That is what from management side. So management also can't take a product by seeing its price or by seeing its discount or anything. So they should make a study. Every school should have a research team in the school, and they should do research on that particular products and where to use, how to use, we should use. So we can't push all the products into the school and we can't run this. So proper systematically managed products are very less in the market, systematically managed products. So that's why I'm telling Mr. Chandrashekar from School Needs, this kind of products what we are expecting. We want everything in one package. So then we can get in a very less price and we can supply for the students also. If one supplier is there, we can supply to the students also. And one more thing I want to tell is, one product is coming, for example, in my school I am doing my own product. Okay, this is for my school. But for example, Vikas Naik sir, he want to prepare one product. If he is designing it comparing to one school, so from school to school, if you go, there is a variety of teaching systems in different schools. There are different types of teaching systems. If you go in one school, there will be one system. If you go to some other school, you will find some other system in teaching. In the same way, you should work with a number of schools and prepare the product. What I want to express is not one school, but it should suit all the schools, all the varieties of schools it should suit. And not only in the school, this product should be available in the market. If the school is not accepting, the child should can access to this particular product and use that particular product. So in such a way, product should be designed. And most important thing is, all the people come to school will come with a business model. Only this is the business we are giving for you for this price. This is the price you can sell, or you can sell for any other price. Or that is not the thing. See, you should first what you need to do is you should influence with your product. The product which you can influence the product. Influencing product will be taken by the schools, and there should be authenticity and also a strong logic why I should take this product. There should be an authenticity and a strong logic why I should take this product. So with that terms and this thing, if you can bring a new products, we can definitely take into our schools because they should match to our K-12 syllabus or K-12 system. And one more thing is regarding counseling, Ramani Balu madam, it's very essential in the schools, because in schools most of the teachers are female teachers. To tell, from last 15 days in our school we are running online classes through Zoom. So all the teachers are teaching through Zoom from their houses itself, and also students are also learning from their home itself. They're doing very well, very excellently. We are integrating with Zoom, we are integrating Google Classroom, and our teachers are programming by themselves, and they're adding all the PPTs or pictures or videos, and they're playing. and they are trying to do very well. We did not take, many companies came to supply the services, but we did not take any service. Our teachers by themselves. There is lot of stress in these teachers. See, teaching from school will become a stress because they also have children, they also have family. Okay, managing them, and they can't sit in a room, and they can't lock the room and sit and work out. So there are a lot of problems from morning to evening being in phone. Their family members are not accepting, and we also can't ask our students to sit with mobile or tab or something from morning to evening. This is also not, we are not able to guide children. We are taking only 1 hour or 1.5 hour class for each class. So we can't run continuously from morning to evening. If you run, definitely health of the child is very important, and even the health of the teacher is also very important. So there is lot of stress and strain. Some teachers are crying, personally calling and telling us, "Sir, these are the problems in our house, and from morning to evening I'm in the phone. My eyes are paining. My ears are, by using the earphones. My ears are paining, and even my family is not allowing us. They are asking me to drop the job, and many problems are there." At this time, we are personally taking a private counselor, and we are counseling them. Every time we are trying to motivate them and counsel them. Definitely, your services are definitely required in the schools for the teachers and even students also. So this is what I want to tell.
Sure, Venkat. I will be there to assist you.
Yes.
And yesterday also we had the same scenario. I had a training session for the staffs, faculties from Seshadipuram College. So they also had the similar problem. Whatever you told, they also faced the similar problem. So I had to conduct reassurance program for them. So I gave them some tips how to overcome the stress and how to come out of the fatigue and keep themselves occupied and stress free. So I
And I
did
want
share
to,
my.
and also I want to tell Mr. Sadiq,
And,
whatever.
Yes.
Madam Sadiq, I want to tell you also something.
Yes.
See, even in our school, from 6th class, total our school program is like that. We call nursery, LKG, UKG as super kids, and 1st to 5th we'll call them as young thinkers. From 6th to 10th, we are running a program called young scientists. So in this program, we'll train the students for all the competitive examinations from 6th class onwards.
Oh, very good.
From 6th class onwards, we are training them for competitive exam like JEE or IIT or NEET or any other competitive examinations they can attend. Every week, we'll conduct a test. And when parents ask us that, as our psychologist Ramani Balu is asking, will child will not get stress or strain by this kind of different types of educations? When they ask, we answer in such a way. See, we are not starting 11th or 12th directly in 6th. So we'll start with small basics like PDFs, like small problems, definition, formulas of 11th in 6th.
Right.
In 12th, we'll teach them PDFs of 12th in 7th. And 8th, we teach advanced PDFs of 11th and 12th. And in 10th, we teach them whatever is there in 10th, we'll repeat in 11th in CBSE. And whatever is in 10th, we'll repeat in 12th in CBSE. So we'll complete, along with 9th, we complete 11th. Along with 10th, we complete a little advanced 12th. This is the way how we are preparing them for objective type of examinations also. So the logic of child is growing from 6th class itself. Logical thinking of the child is growing from 6th class itself.
Yes,
so,
yes,
yes, because as per the today's competition, if you are not able to train your child from 6th class, they are not suitable for any competitive examinations. Suddenly, when we are studying last 20-25 years back, after completing our 12th, we used to take 1 month crash course and we used to attend the competitive examination. Even then, we used to get ranks. But now the scenario is different. After completing 2 years also, they are taking 1 complete year or 2 complete years on coaching and they are attending competitive examinations. And even from 6th class, they are trained also. It is very tough to come out of these competitive examinations because the board examination it is minimum is 35 marks to pass. So after
Right.
35, they get 90 marks or 99 marks also, they will get only one thing is they will pass. But in this
Right.
competitive examinations, if 2 lakhs people are attending, in that only 1% is selected and 99% is eliminated.
Yes.
So elimination process is called this competitive examination. So
Right.
if your children want to be in that 1%, you should train from 6th class what we are telling. This is the way how we are approaching. But
Perfect.
along with this academic system, as you if they are able to learn different things,
Yes.
as you are telling that you
Yes.
are developing maths and science and all these things. Along with this math, science, social, English, Kannada, Hindi, all these subjects, some other
Yes.
many things are there in this world that children should learn.
Yes.
Many
Yes.
things
Of
are
course.
there.
Of course. Of course.
We should focus on those and we should teach our children. Recently, my children also, I am sending them for some like e-learning daily webinars or something like that. Now my daughter is learning French and German, and also
Yes.
I am training my son and daughter, both of them in digital marketing.
Yes.
Now only I
Yes.
want them to learn that digital marketing. What is digital marketing? What are the important thing? How is this world growing and everything? So
Yes.
there are many things to learn in this world. We should try to teach not only our children, my children. We should teach complete world what is happening in this world. Suddenly, if they go into the company and see all this, what is this digital marketing? What is this that? If they feel, however, I told
Yes.
that NEET and IIT or in any examination stuff after their PUC, if you don't teach now all these things, definitely in future they will be like a country guy when they come to the company. So we need to teach a lot of things and prepare them. Otherwise,
So Dr.
course.
Venkat Rayudu, sorry for interrupting. Actually, basically, we are talking about the entire life skills to be taught to the child as a whole, correct?
Yes,
including
yes.
digital technology, including
Everything.
academics and everything. Okay.
Along
So
with academics, all this even
definitely,
personality development is also required in to be implemented in the schools. Or
yes,
they
that
should
comes in
personally.
life. That comes in life skill only. For that, we already have Bharat Scouts and Guides in place who gives the support. Or you have your Hindustan Scouts and Guides, I think so, in your vicinity.
Our school we have Hindustan Scouts and
So
Guides.
all
Also.
these are there, which is implementing. Now here we are talking about, how management will think about taking the products that you explained to us in the beginning, and you have given some guidelines and tips for all the educational companies who are with us today.
Only
that's
one
very
point
nice.
everyone should understand is how your product is integrated to the K-12 system or academic system. That is most important. How your product is, we can integrate with the system. We can't give time for giving separate training for this robotics or separate training for some other product, whichever you are having, digital printing or any other new products which are coming. That should integrate in all the classes.
Yes, that's how I think Mr. Imtiaz Khan has mentioned in his talk that he has integrated.
We have mapped the robotics.
Mapped, yes, correct. You have mapped the robotics. Very good. Okay. So can we have our next speaker, Dr. Venkat Rayudu?
For this one,
Yes. Later on, we will have a round of discussion, Dr. Venkat Rayudu, with
Yes,
all the members. Okay. We'll take Miss Aisha Singh.
Okay, so I wanted to introduce myself as a revolt Singh, because every educator, whomever is in my community, they always call me as I've always been revolting against a lot of things. When parents used to say, when educators used to say screen time is not good, I used to say screen time is good with limited access. When people said virtual learning is not good, I used to say virtual learning is good because we need to get our millennials hang of what is virtual learning. See, we always talk about life skills, but there are other than life skill, it's all about surviving skills. The technology is a surviving skill where our millennials have to understand. Where, for example, I come from a very small town, When I came to Bengaluru, for me it was completely new and it took time for me to get adjusted. Yeah, you need to have knack of living in this world and then you start getting adapted to a lot of things. In the same way, when if we don't prepare our child in a right way, the child will have a problem later on in the future. Now when it comes to the virtual learning, yeah, I would like to say that it's not necessary that we need to stick only to the virtual learning or stick only to the classroom learning. We can instead of 5 days a week, we can have 2 days of virtual learning and 3 days of classroom learning. In this way we are balancing both the acts. And yes, talking about the homeschooling, which is being told like tomorrow, if tomorrow might be in the future there'll be only e-learning, it might be possible, it might not be possible also. But there are a lot of things where we see, as an educator, what I would suggest is like, what I personally do is like I map things, I see what is good. There are so many things available in the market, there are so many software, there are so many new products, everything is launched. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to pick up everything and I'm going to make like trying to show that yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. At the end of the day, we should not forget these things. What we are going to use is going to our little ones. We need to make sure whether the little ones are being benefited with it, whether our teachers are benefited with it. We need to be we are the home ministers of not only home but also for school. We need to understand that it's a family where we are keeping our parents happy, we are keeping our children happy, we are keeping our teachers happy, everybody happy, and we're making sure it's been running a good project. So when you have so many products available, I usually try to use it by myself, and I try to understand how the things are, analyze it, and that's only then it goes to the school. Every product, even my every curriculum books, my every software what I use, everything I make sure my vendors get a headache, like how much do I need to convince this female? But yes, until unless I get convinced, I don't do it. And as a management side, yeah, products are very good, wonderful, all products are wonderful, but it's up to me. Like I might like A, other educator might like B, other educator might like C. It's up to them. See, you all are building the products with a vision. You all have a vision. That's the reason how you're building the products. That's the reason how you're building the content. But the vibration, the vibes, what we say, it has to match. If it's matching, it's only then the people start coming. So if I see in that way, whatever things we use as an educator, it's not necessary only I have to do it, but most of them always have to be sensible and understand that what products you're using. It's not only, see, we always think about generating admissions. That's the first motto. Whenever you go and sell the services, you always say, you can get leads, you can generate admissions, parents will be happy. That is it useful for our future generation? Is it useful for the children who are learning it? Are children picking up in a proper way? These are things are also very important. And for me, this is the foundation. If my one child is not happy, then I'm not happy. It's not about, for me, it's like, yeah, I have 800 admissions in my school, but in that 799 are happy, one is not happy. I try to see. That's how where the counselor comes in. Now the counselor for me is like, I see everybody is having stress. As the doctor said, that's true. Everybody is having stress. Most of them are not aware what stress they have. And how do we know whether it's a stress or not? How do we distinguish between the things? Sometimes it's like we say it's okay, it just happened, this is how it happens, and that's how we start taking things negligently till it reaches to the peak. So we always see that counselor is coming, at least keeping an awareness session where what is happening and why is it happening, then ability to understand, to distinguish, to differentiate, and then attitude is like how to take it ahead. The things I also use for my curriculum. I also use for the whatever products are there available in the market now, even for the virtual learning. See, it's like initially when the lockdown started, everybody started giving everybody wanted to connect to the schools. First thing is in the preschool. I come from a preschool sector because that's my main forte. At that time, it's like if you see, the children come only for 3 hours in a day, Monday to Friday. Okay, so in this lockdown, anyway, March we had finished most of the session. Last 1 week or 15 days was remaining. If the natural session would have gone, we would have taken only 3 to 4 days as a working days. Rest of day would be the farewell party, days, that and all. Okay, 3 days would be 3 to 5 days would be something where the session would have happened. But still, everyone started panicking. What is going to happen? The fact was, the management started panicking because we didn't wanted to lose the touch with the parents, and which is very fair enough. You should not do that. That's how they started creating a lot of things. Now, once they started understanding the lockdown might extend and all, they started selling the products online. summer camp available. First it was for free, now it is for the payments, now it is for the generating revenues. See, that's how it's like a 10th apple effect. First we wanted to get connected, now once we know we are connected, we are standard, we are thinking of how to generate. See, everyone, because management, if I see from management side, we are also not printing notes, okay, like Ambani and all. We also have to make sure that we are also able to cope up with our expenses. But now it has become a flipped way where parents are saying, like, why should we pay? Now we are taking technologies like you all. We all have to pay for you all also. We are adapting all these kind of things. We are mapping everything. The parents don't understand that we are doing all these things, the background work. So the communication either from your side has to be very clear, from our side has to be very clear. And it's one thing is like I'm very pro to kind of this kind of technologies, because this is what our future generation is going to be. But everything has to be in a limited way. So I for me it is all about, yeah, I would say yes for the virtual learning, and I'm very happy that a lot of things were coming up like this. That's it from my side.
That was nice. Yes.
Sadiq sir, you were telling something?
Yeah. That was very nice piece of information, and all of us spoke really nice. And thank you, Khizer, to put me on board here. I learned a lot of things from different people at different thoughts. Amazing. Go ahead. I will talk later as I get my chance.
Yeah, that's really nice. Thank you so much, Aisha, for the inputs. And I thank Dr. Venkat Rayudu also for his inputs. And I hope everybody has taken this session positively. And Dr. Ramani Balu, are you there on video? Yeah, she's there. Okay, I think she has some audio problem. And Mr. Chandrashekar, Mr. Sadiq Ahmed Khan, Mr. Imtiaz Khan, and Navneet Ranjan, of course, he had to quit because he had some issues with the audio. And did I leave anyone? No. And Shanth Kumar. Yes, Shanth Kumar. Thank you so much for inputs, and it was a very great learning for all of us here. What Microsoft is doing, and school needs, what all you have prepared that kit is really wonderful. Now the most important thing is what I feel, and Khizer Technologies, the greatest person here who has given this opportunity and who is going to post this in e-media as well as in YouTube channel and all that. So the link will be sent to you shortly, within a span of maybe 24 hours it will be sent. And you can circulate this to any of your team members or your schools or wherever you wish to, and in your groups as well. And what we can do is, going ahead in future, what I feel is that we have to all work as a team. And then, because we are all the needs that this education institutions need. So as Dr. Venkat Rayudu was mentioning, that we have to have our program, which is affordable for the schools to take, as well as it should be a good quality. Correct, Dr. Venkat Rayudu?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Quality and affordable for the schools to take. And if we work associated with CBSE, ICSE, as well as IGCSE and other state boards, I think it will work out wonders. So that we have contacts wherein we can see that we link through those curriculum boards, and then we take it forward to link to schools. What do you say?
Dr. Venkat Rayudu.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Yes, what I want to tell is, if you are a single person with 10 companies and coming to visit our school, we all definitely will allow that 10 companies to represent. A person is coming to represent 10 companies. Definitely, we can allow him to come and meet us. But small products, 10 people, 20 people coming and visiting us, we are not yet having that much time, and we are not ready to spend that much money also. And our time is money for us. So it's not so easy to run the schools. As Aisha Singh madam is telling, it's not so easy, and money is also not coming for us for free of cost. 2-3 hours is gone per day, means again we are not able to get that time back to us. So properly approaching the school is very important, and together if we work, definitely we can push into the market. One company approaching is very tough in present situation. That is the thing. Prepare a small video of 2 minutes or 3 minutes with all the products who are present here, and forward to us. Definitely, we also will forward to all the groups what we have and everything with a contact number. So all the products should be promoted by one particular company. So
I think Khizer Technologies can do that needful of preparing a short video of all the products. Now our talking is different, and then video of like Chandrashekar showed one video about his school needs.
Animated.
And Sadiq Khan has got some sample videos. Even that
I can show a sample video of Mr. Sadiq Khan. It will just take 2 to 3 minutes. I'll just be sharing my screen. You people can just watch it.
Yeah, please put it on.
Thank you, Khizer.
Yeah, most welcome.
No sound.
Yeah, Khizer, I think there is no sound in this particular video. I would definitely share all the technologies we use while making these videos on the group. So you can send it to all the individuals for sure. We to add on to all people, we use something like dynamic mathematics, where you can see the real problems in the book, which are there in the textbooks, are coded individually, and the values of the equations change dynamically as we change the graphs or the diagrams. So this is a very interesting effort we have made. I think no one else is doing this in the market. Every single problem would be coded with the exact values in the textbook, which they have to write their exams of. Definitely connected to academics, nothing outside the book. Yeah.
Thank you, Sadiq sir.
Oh, welcome.
Latha ma'am, over to you, ma'am.
You're hello? You're not audible.
Mike.
Mike.
One last thing, I just wanted to point out Vilaas here.
Yeah.
Just want to point out one product which due to the shortage of time, I could not explain it in detail. The kiosk which does disinfection and thermal temperature reading. You can look at that and position it, because that is something which might be the need of the hour, looking at the times ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll get in touch with you regarding the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That will be very essential.
Yes, Latha ma'am, please ma'am.
Yeah, I thank each and everyone who have participated today. I wish you all the best and success. And before that, I would like to say that I'm a part of reusable, recyclable, and eco-friendly save trees, save water paper. Dr. Venkat Rayudu is laughing. All right, not an issue. So I would want your companies also to use the same papers to ensure that we don't waste, water and trees. We don't cut trees.
I have already started using it, ma'am.
And Khizer Technologies are promoter. And Mr. Shanth Shanth Kumar is also one of the directors of that. His wife runs the company, Miss Princess Shanth Kumar. Mrs. Shanth Kumar is the owner of the company, and it's a very valuable product. We have to value time, we have to value things, we have to value whatever we use. We have to
Thank you,
value
Latha.
the money. All right.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So I thank each and everyone, and let us make it a success in future. In case we need your guidance and support at any point of time, we will be in touch with you. And Khizer Technologies is there to help us with media promotions.
Thank you so much,
You can
ma'am.
utilize
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
you all.
Great.
Have a nice
Bye.
evening.
Pleasure being
Thank
here.
you. Bye.
Yeah. All of you have a nice
Thank you.